Thanks again, Ryota. Sabres are in town. It's the second intermission, and it's always an electric atmosphere, and that's what playoffs will do for you. You know, for a couple of years ago, the Eastern Conference Finals, and now it's time for another edition of Kaiton's Corner, where you take the center stage. Excellent questions that you may have, we will answer for you here on this particular segment of the program here on the Hurricane Radio Network. All you have to do is submit your question through the internet, through Chuck K. Email me at Chuck K, Chuck and the letter K, at CarolinaHurricanes.com. That's Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com. Give me any good question you have about hockey, whether it's about the history of the game, perhaps rules, perhaps anything about the Hurricanes in particular, the NHL in general, NHL records, whatever may be on your mind about some of the things that happen on the ice. With the great game of hockey. And always remember to give us your full name and where you're emailing from. If you'll provide that, we'll provide you the answers. Chuck K at CarolinaHurricanes.com is where you email me, as Brian Scott of Raleigh did. He said, I have a question about Fernando Pisani's goal in Game 7 of the 06 Finals. You go back and look at that goal. He says, I've watched that goal many times in slow motion, and in my estimation, it should not have been a goal. It appeared as though Pisani barely touched the puck when he took the shot. His stick blade then beat the puck into the crease and pinned Cam Ward's glove back before the puck entered the crease. Or was it the goal line? Now, what are my thoughts on that? I've never heard anybody comment on this, although I realize that the mission was accomplished. It would just have been nice if the score was more reflective of the complete dominance of the game. Well, I don't know if it was complete dominance of the game. Edmonton was pretty good. I know there was a lot of emotion, Brian. I'm not going to diminish your opinion on this, and I'm happy the Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup. There's no doubt about it, but I don't know if a 2-1 game was exactly, or at least a 2-0 game, if you would wipe out the Pisani goal, was complete dominance. There was a lot of emotion there, and all you have to do is remember, with 3:24 left in regulation, Pisani had a short-handed chance when it was 2-1, and Cam Ward had to make a sparkling save. So there were two teams out there that day, and I think that it would have been a nice. I agree with you, as he writes. Cam Ward would have been nice to have a shutout to punctuate the Stanley Cup victory in his Conn Smythe Award. And he deserved it, you're right. But the rules do provide the fact that you can continue and follow in. Now, you can't push a goaltender into the net with the puck. But if that puck is loose and crossing the goal line, and you follow through with your stick and happen to control the puck in and put it into the net, that is a good goal. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it is not a reviewable situation. I think that's perhaps even the bigger issue here, Brian, is the one thing we've got to learn is that situation cannot be reviewed by the video goal judge. The video goal judge can only determine whether the puck crossed the goal line or not. He cannot determine whether a player shoved a goaltender in, which is illegal, or shoved any part of his body in with a puck in his glove or something like that. Only the on-ice officials, the two referees, can make that determination. And that's probably one of the reasons that it got missed or got overlooked, is that in the on-ice official's opinion, it was not what you would call a dirty play or an illegal play. But you have your opinion, and quite frankly, I have not had a benefit of looking at it again. I'm going by what you're telling me, and I trust what you say, but at that time I don't think there was any question that it was a good goal, and it's just too bad by the letter of the law that Cam couldn't have had a shutout. But I'll tell you what, that was an electric evening. If I can reflect back at it for a moment, that goal notwithstanding, but the play of both teams, the fact that the Hurricanes really, not only were they put on the map 4 years ago with their series against Detroit, but I don't think anybody ever gave them any chance in 02 against the Red Wings. Whereas here in 06, I think the Hurricanes were probably the favorite because Edmonton had finished 8th in the West. The Hurricanes had won the Southeast Division and proved to be the best team in the Eastern Conference once they beat the Buffalo Sabres in the semifinals. And so there was a lot of pressure on that Hurricane team that really came together, and they played well as a unit. So you might call it a dominant effort. And I'll tell you what, in my mind, it probably was too. But it still was a 2-1 hockey game and needed that empty netter by Justin Williams to solidify the deal with a little over a minute to go. And wonderful memories for all of us. Brian Scott, thanks for your question. If you've got a question for me, send it along to Chuck K, Chuck and the letter K, at CarolinaHurricanes.com. Give us your full name, where you're emailing from. A good question about hockey. It could be an opinion like this. It could be listening an opinion from me. It could be any kind of a question about hockey that is burning on your mind. And we'll do it again on Friday night when the Hurricanes close off this homestand with the Montreal Canadiens coming in for the final regular season time already, October 26th, and we won't see the Canadiens again till possibly April. I'm Chuck Kaiton.